Hi everyone, welcome to my first podcast episode, The Future of Fashion. I'm Helena Dombro, and today we're going to be discussing how technology and innovation are shaping a more sustainable future in the fashion industry. To start, I thought I would give you a little bit of background on who I am and what this podcast will cover. So, as I mentioned, my name is Helena Dombro, and I'm currently in my final year of a Bachelor of Science in Human Ecology, majoring in clothing, textiles, and material culture at the University of Alberta. This program is offered by the Faculty of Agricultural, Life, and Environmental Sciences and explores the interrelationships between humans, their environments, and the systems they shape. This perspective influences how I approach sustainability, recognizing how deeply interconnected our actions and their consequences are. I have been really interested in fashion and design since I was a kid and used to spend hours going through bags of hand-me-downs trying to figure out how to make those used items express me. This taught me early on that fashion is a powerful form of communication. Then, once I began my studies in human ecology, I realized that it's also about innovation that can drive meaningful change. With that being said, throughout this podcast, I will be referring to sustainability as the growing value toward addressing social, environmental, and economic challenges in innovative ways that balance supporting current needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This definition has been adapted from the World Commission on Environment and Development 1987 Our Common Future report. In this episode, I'm going to discuss how two innovations, IonCell and piezoelectric smart textiles, contribute to and promote sustainable development relative to the United Nations 3 pillars of sustainability: environmental, social, and economic. So you might wonder, why is it so important that we support and care about advancements in technology and innovation within the fashion industry? Well, simply put, our current consumption and production patterns contribute significantly to environmental issues like resource depletion, waste generation, and pollution. According to the United Nations, by 2050, we will need the equivalent of 3 planet Earths to sustain our current lifestyles. This statistic is one of many that necessitate us as a society to reevaluate our current approaches. As one of the world's fastest growing sectors, the fashion industry contributes significantly to the challenges we face in achieving social and environmental sustainability, as it relies on overconsumption and unlimited growth, which is by nature unsustainable. Consumers like you and I are constantly drawn toward making new purchases as a byproduct of evolving trends and the everyday necessity of clothing. The fast fashion industry further promotes these unsustainable practices, yet the high cost of living pushes many of us toward it due to its affordability. To put this a little bit into perspective, this has led to the rate of apparel production doubling since the year 2000 and approximately 1 truckload of clothing being burned or dumped in a landfill every second. Fortunately, evolving societal values are driving brands and businesses to adopt circular practices, which suggests a growing commitment to sustainability and indicates the significance of conscious consumerism to drive sustainable development. The universal experience of fashion presents a unique opportunity here to engage humanity in a shared sense of care and responsibility toward people and the planet. With this being said, I am specifically interested in the potential for advancements in technology and innovation to inspire collective change and action toward issues both within the industry and beyond it. So let's get into it. Beginning with IonCell, IonCell is a Finnish technology innovation that converts recycled fibers, so fibers from things like your old t-shirts, with raw cellulose materials like wood pulp or tree bark, into new fibers using a closed-loop system. Typically, fiber production uses some type of toxic chemicals throughout the process, which can affect textile workers, the quality of air in the factories where the fibers are produced, and consumers at the point of sale. They also add to issues of toxic waste, harming our ecosystems and the organisms that inhabit them. However, in the IonCell process, instead of using toxic chemicals, only water plus a non-toxic solvent called ionic liquid are used to dissolve the cellulose. This liquid is then recirculated instead of being discarded, making the process more ethical and environmentally friendly. The resulting fibers maintain the durability, functionality, and biodegradability of natural cellulose fibers, which make it a very viable alternative to cotton in large-scale production. This process has the potential to significantly reduce the social and environmental impact associated with synthetics production and textile waste. It reduces waste generation and resource depletion through reusing recycled materials and minimizing the amount of natural resources necessary to manufacture new products, all while removing the need for harmful chemicals during the production process. Now, you might be wondering, well, if technologies like this exist, then why aren't their applications widespread? Well, technologies like IonCell require a significant amount of research and development, which means they need to find proper funding and support to reach large-scale application. This means the more interest and funding they receive, the more other companies recognize the demand for ethical, sustainable, eco-friendly materials and invest into their continued development, helping to make them commercially viable and accessible in the market, and contributing to circular business models equipped for long-term economic development. These developments also help inspire further innovation towards sustainability. For example, while IonCell helps minimize the use of natural resources in clothing production, it doesn't eliminate the need for it altogether. However, a new research study conducted in 2024 investigated the viability of using bacterial cellulose as an alternative raw material to plant-derived cellulose using the IonCell spinning process. For those who are unfamiliar with bacterial cellulose, it is a type of cellulose that's produced by bacteria instead of plants through the fermentation of sugar. It is chemically identical to plant-derived cellulose, but has really unique properties due to its highly pure, crystalline nanofiber structure. This study found that bacterial cellulose man-made cellulose fibers display excellent spinability and mechanical properties, as well as enhanced recycling potential. These findings highlight the potential for IonCell to address environmental challenges associated with synthetics and cotton while maintaining proper function. I will include, however, that this study doesn't include a life cycle analysis of bacterial cellulose IonCell fibers, which does make it difficult to gauge the true environmental impact associated with each step of its production. It also lacks research on the long-term economic viability of using bacterial cellulose as an alternative to plant-based cellulose, which further highlights the necessity of investment and support to better understand the benefits and implications of this innovation. Nonetheless, the positive influence IonCell technology has had on inspiring innovation towards sustainable solutions for the fashion industry is noticeable. Moving on to piezoelectric smart textiles. Piezoelectric smart textiles are textiles that generate electricity from mechanical stress. Here's the thing. Our bodies generate a significant amount of energy, where even at rest we are producing an average of 100 watts of power. Most of this energy supports critical tasks like pumping our heart and our lungs. But when we move, we produce even more energy that often goes to waste. Piezoelectric smart textiles, when placed in high mechanical stress areas of the body, can therefore capture some of that wasted energy produced by our bodies. These textiles build the foundation for developing methods towards wearable renewable energy systems, challenging our reliance on traditional fossil fuel systems. A 2023 literature review examined their current material classifications, applications, and potential for future development based on their efficiency, durability, and function. The review emphasized the need for wearable piezoelectric smart textiles to balance energy efficiency, comfort, air permeability, durability, and cost-effectiveness in order to become suitable for sustainable and large-scale application. For instance, the findings indicate that while inorganic materials such as crystals and ceramics may be preferred due to their higher energy conversion rates, their fragile structures pose challenges to maintaining durability when they are exposed to continuous mechanical stress over time. Again, we can connect this back to the importance of investment into the research and development of these innovative materials so they can be further explored in terms of things such as increasing their future flexibility or biodegradability. Currently, piezoelectric smart textiles are being explored in industries such as healthcare, civil construction, clothing, footwear and accessories, sportswear, protection, and acoustic sensors. However, the strong potential for its application in wearable electronic textiles to generate self-sufficient systems for green and renewable energy is present, and therefore, as they are further developed and applied, there is greater potential for investing into researching how we can change our reliance on fossil fuels through wearable technology. This highlights how the material helps promote circular business models. Altogether, both ion cell and piezoelectric smart textiles serve as stepping stones towards sustainable development in the fashion industry, addressing social and environmental issues deeply rooted in fashion production and consumption. They also contribute to broader sustainability efforts, such as advancing renewable energy solutions to reduce reliance on fossil fuels and combat climate change. This highlights how ongoing innovation and technological advancements driven by research and integration better position the fashion industry to take meaningful steps towards a sustainable future. Thank you for tuning in to this episode. My hope is that by encouraging awareness and understanding of how innovation and technology can address global issues, we can collectively develop holistic solutions for a more sustainable future. Support stakeholders working to minimize the negative impacts of consumption and production, and stay informed about how your purchasing power can drive investment in sustainable innovations. By recognizing the intersections between different sectors, we can help shape the future of the fashion industry and beyond for the better. Thank you.